This week's client, self-medicated PR team client, is going to be Meek Mill. So Meek Millie has been in the news all week because, number one, he got into it with Tekashi 6ix9ine, leaving out of a club, walking to his car. Tekashi 6ix9ine confronted him with security, made a little miniature moment out of it for a moment. And then after that, and the backlash of that situation, he also released a snippet where he had a bar about Kobe Bryant and the way that he died. So it's kind of been two things that has happened to Meek this week that has put him in not the greatest of graces in the public lexicon or discussion, or you know what I'm saying? Like he's not doing well right now. So Meek's people hit us up and contracted the service of the self-medicated public relations team. And so we're going to let y'all get a little insight into the brainstorming meeting on how we're going to repair Meek Mill's current public perception. So this is where I start. A lot of people have said this so far. We record on Saturday and Sunday, so like it's just natural. But I think a lot of people have already said that there's no way that Meek Mill should ever engage with Tekashi 6ix9ine. Person to person, there's literally not a scenario that you can create where it makes sense for Tekashi to hear words that Meek speaks out of his mouth. You know what I mean? Like that in and of itself is a situation that should never fucking happen. If I'm the PR team, then, you know, obviously you can't control. You're not keeping tabs on where this person is. But any situation where, like, they had to see him as they're walking up. It's not like he popped up from behind the car as he put the key into his car, right? Like, you have to, and you have security. So you have to be able to have seen certain shit. You also probably need to instruct your security, like, yo, I'm going home directly. Like, there's no, I'm not dealing with no fan. I'm not signing nothing. I'm not taking no pictures. I'm going home. Type shit. So that's that's my first takeaway. What do you think?
So you're talking about preemptive moves.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, everything you said, I agree with. But also, I just had an idea that popped into my mind that might be a bit controversial for Meek and his constituents.
Oh, let's do it.
So, I think I want to borrow a page out of your book when you pick a side, right? I think an interesting thing for Meek to do, and this will benefit Tekashi in an interesting way. I don't know how well it would work, but I think it would be an interesting turn of events, is if when Meek came across Tekashi, he basically stopped and talked to him. It was no argument. He makes Tekashi look a little crazy for being aggressive. And Meek just say, I want to do some music with you. And I think this will be an interesting case where this would allow Tekashi to make a turn lanes in his music, because the gangster shit isn't working based off his last album sales. Meek can take Tekashi under his wing and get him to realize, like, the error of his ways. They do a song, talk about snitching, and, like, make it seem like it's a lesson learned. Meek takes Tekashi and kind of works with him, and he just gets him into that, like, Latin music role.
That's an undertaking that would require the resources of the friends that Meek Mill has.
Exactly.
So you're making really good point.
Yeah.
You're making a really, really good point. If I said Akon, if Meek Mill was to take this moment and be like, you know what, fam, I'm going to mentor you.
Be the big
I'm
homie.
I'm going to be your big homie. And that would be so fucking powerful because of the level, like, because of Meek Mill's street persona, because of his criminal justice involvement, and then because he's, at this point, becoming an OG now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this,
You know
nigga,
what I mean?
This nigga older than me. I didn't even realize it. A few months, but yeah.
So at this point, for him to be like, the only thing that I think would be really, really hard is that Meek Mill has, gone out of his way to attack 6ix9ine.
Yeah.
He's gone out of his way to like.
And that's where he could flip it to make it seem like he's mature.
Right.
He's like, I realized in the past, condemning people doesn't help them grow. Working with them, trying to understand them, building with them helps them develop.
I guess the only problem I would potentially see in that is from 6ix9ine. Like 6ix9ine can flip that and clown him with it, call him a hypocrite, say nigga you ain't no gangster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he can flip that.
Yeah,
but there's also a way that Meek can do it to son Tekashi, right? Like even if you have no intentions of actually mentoring Buddy, reaching out and extending that olive branch in a condescending way, right?
Yeah.
The way that Jay-Z does it to everyone, pretty much.
And even if he does come at him crazy, he could be like, well, look, I guess that's his youth because I tried to work with him.
You know what I'm
you
saying?
seem more mature either way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, that's a really good point. I like that idea a lot. I would submit that into the presentation.
Put that in the PowerPoint?
Yeah, I put that in the PowerPoint. The other thing that I would do, though, is I don't know if anyone has picked up on this yet, but Tekashi 6ix9ine is very predictable.
Yeah.
Very predictable. Very predictable. He's predictable even in his unpredictableness.
I was literally about to say he's predictably unpredictable.
Yeah. But you can also predict the unpredictable shit he's going to do.
You don't know what he's going to do exactly, but you know it's going to be some wild, out-of-pocket, try to create controversial shit.
Exactly. So with that in mind, then Meek, then now you can manipulate him just like he manipulated you with that security shit outside the club, right? Like there was nothing you could do about that, right? Like there was nothing, but he manipulated the situation by putting you in a situation where the only thing that mattered is your reaction to the situation you're in.
Yeah.
You did everything right. There was nothing different that you could have done, but however you react, it doesn't matter how you react. Just you reacting to the situation that I put you in.
What he wants.
Exactly. So now if you're Meek, then all right, I see that. I can also put you in situations where your reaction benefits me. It don't matter what the situation is. That doesn't matter. That what matters is how I capture how you look and the framing and the narrative and the lens that I put on that.
But you have to be very specific about how you do that because,
of course,
any gangster situation.
Well, Tekashi did it right.
Yeah.
It was him by himself with his phone running up on me. Yeah, you couldn't have no paparazzi do that. You couldn't have no girl do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it had to be him. Yes, it's very intentional for sure.
Yeah. If Meek were to do it, it wouldn't be on no gangster shit. I'll just say that because if you out gangster Tekashi, what do you really prove?
Tekashi's not a gangster.
If you get out gangster by him and he's not a gangster, that doesn't bode well.
Hurt you.
Remember what Drake did to you.
Yep.
So like, you can't have two of those. So I think the only way to really manipulate the situation to your advantage is to big bro him.
I feel like Tekashi is hard to big bro though.
Yeah.
Because big broing is a mature concept in general. And Tekashi's celebrity, his popularity is not based on anything.
But like you said, it could be the
mature.
Jay-Z condescending big bro where like you just big bro him out in public but don't really have any intention of doing it in private.
Yeah.
You know.
Nah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I like that. I want to talk a little bit more about his Kobe bars.
Okay.
Because we're Kobe fans here. I don't know if you're a Meek Mill fan or not. But he's caught a lot of heat.
I did see him perform was it Dreams and Nightmares intro live in Philly. That shit was crazy.
I can imagine.
Like, and it was an unexpected performance.
Really? Like a surprise?
So we're Made in America.
This was like 3 years ago? 4 years?
2017.
Okay, yeah.
So it was the end of Jay-Z's set.
Yeah.
Then you just hear the music playing, so everybody's like, okay, this is part of the music, it's Philly. Then the screens pop on, and as Meek start performing, you see hordes of people running back to the stage because they allowed enough time where like it was cleared out. and just see people running back in the stage.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was that
so
shit was crazy. Dope. That's like a Goosebumps moment. That was really dope. But other than that, I can't say I'm like a super huge Meek fan. I do fuck with some of his songs and a couple of his albums, but like lately, I don't think I've been really fucking with him that much.
Yeah, I've always not been a Meek
After
fan.
the Drake shit, I think I lost respect for him.
I don't think I've ever been a Meek fan.
Yeah.
I've always felt that his bar, like, he was a subpar rapper. I think I've always given him hella respect because I know he writes his own music and he writes his own bars, and I'm always going to give respect for that.
Right.
But you also have to be good at it too. And I just don't think he's that good at writing his own bars. There's a whole bunch of cultural,
the people he's around.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of like songs of his that I think have created moments that I fuck with. Heavy. Dreams and Nightmares obviously is one of those.
Amen. I like that song. Him and Big Sean.
Yes, I love that song. But like, in generally speaking, I just feel like Meek Mill is overrated. He gets a lot of street cred, but it's kind of like Boosie. Like, you're more of a personality. You more of a symbol than anything else.
That's
right?
a great point.
Yeah. So like, all right, it is what it is. Boom. But
his bars.
So now when so you're from Philly, Kobe's from Philly. Kobe just died. Actually, 1 year anniversary.
Which is poorly timed.
So the timing, the metaphor, the bar itself wasn't that hard, right? If I go out with this chopper, it'll be another Kobe. Okay. Like,
yeah.
All right. Like, that was just such a. If you're gonna do that, you got to come a little bit harder than that.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, it was insensitive. The bar wasn't that hard. Also, at the same time, though, like, there's a lot of people shitting on Meek for the bar in and of itself, for saying it's insensitive. Can you show me a sensitive rap song? Like, that's not. I feel away because I'm a Kobe fan, and I just don't like this shit. It's too soon for me.
I feel you on that one.
Right? Like, it's too soon for me.
Yeah.
But like, if I'm gonna be objective here, it's like, I wish he would have came harder with the bar, but also it's just like, this is a rap song, people. Like, there's fucked up, wild, shocky shit in rap bars all the time, and this ain't the worst of it.
I'm honestly kind of confused by the move because, like, I don't know if he thought it was a super hard bar because there was only 2 bars that came out that was like used as a clip for the song. So that tells me that either, because he doesn't seem like a type of person that does things for controversy per se historically. Well, maybe not. I'm wrong. I'm wrong about
dating
that
Nicki
one.
Minaj. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm wrong. So like, I think he might have did that for that reason, which was kind of like homemade to me.
I agree. I think it was Maul who made a point. Like, I bet you this line don't even make it on the song.
Now, yeah.
But maybe even intentionally so beforehand, right? Like, this may be one of them songs that is the PR move. Like,
or the song don't even come out.
Or the song don't even ever come out, or some shit like that.
Maybe,
but it keeps him in that conversation.
Maybe his PR team was like, do some other controversial shit so they stop talking about the 6ix9ine shit. And maybe this is their answer to that. And to be honest, it did its thing.
That's why they need to be fired and we should be hired.
It worked. Sort of.
It didn't work, though.
It didn't work in a good way.
We don't know if it worked.
Yeah, this is kind of too early to tell, but yeah.
Because I guarantee you he got some music coming out. I guarantee you it's an album coming.
Yeah, his music hasn't been hidden enough for him to be dropping lines like that, to be honest.
Or one of the Dream Chasers albums is coming out. Like, one of his artists. I bet you some shit from Meek is coming out. I promise you. I promise you. I also don't understand. What I'm confused about is, why do people keep engaging with this guy, 6ix9ine?
Yeah, I literally just seen a video with him and Lil Reese talking, and Lil Reese had the chopper in his hand.
Reese, seriously, famo, my guy. What are you doing? What are you doing at this point? What are you doing?
This is a game Tekashi's always going to win. because he knows how to play on people's ego.
Time.
And they don't realize that's what he's doing.
Every time. This is the type of nigga that would go at Jay-Z for cheating on Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, it just
because he's smarter.
Well, that's the thing. Jay-Z would never be so. I'm more so talking about the Tekashi shit. Tekashi is the type of person who he may love Jay-Z, but let me find the one thing that is the controversial thing about you, and I'm gonna harp on that. Jay-Z is the type, or Tekashi is the type of person that would sit down in an interview with Obama and ask him why his daughters are whores. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's the type of shit. That's the type of person he is. So you either don't take that interview or you figure out a really intelligent way to answer that question.
Old school Charlemagne.
Exactly. But somehow, for some reason, motherfuckers can't pick up on this shit. Like they don't know how to deal with this nigga, and I don't understand why. I really don't understand why.
I don't either. It's funny to me.
It's so weird too, though. It's like. It's almost like doing crack in 2021. Like, you know better. You know what I mean? Like,
that's funny.
You kind of know better. You know?
Mm-hmm.
You know. You know better.